All right, guys, welcome back to Cold Pizza Watch Reviews. Today, I'm going to tackle that age-old question, which one's better, Omega or Rolex? You want to know what I think? Hold tight. All right, guys, welcome back to Cold Pizza Watch Reviews. Today, I'm talking about which watch is better, Omega or Rolex? Now, this question comes up all the time whenever I start talking to someone and they know that I've got a YouTube channel or that I like collecting watches. They always want to know, well, which one's better? Which one should I buy, Omega or Rolex? Well, comparing Omega to Rolex is like comparing a Lexus to a Ferrari or Beyonce to Sade. One gets the job done at a fair price while the other does it with class and style. So you can break down all the specifications of an Omega and compare those to a Rolex. That's not the argument I'm going to make today. To me, it's merely going to be about how each one of these brands position themselves in the market and how they execute that. So, in my opinion, Rolex is the epitome of class and style. They even have a watch named the President. Now, the other thing is Rolex is always consistent with their catalog and they don't deviate from that. The big thing is, what watch brand is faked more than any other? It's Rolex. For every Rolex that's made, there are two fakes that are made in its place. So what other brand can make that claim to fame? All right, now meanwhile over at Omega, they have literally saturated the market with about every variation of the Speedmaster that you can think of. They've also done a collaboration with Swatch, which owns Omega, that is a plastic version of the Speedmaster. The iconic Speedmaster, which I love, and I think the Man on the Moon Speedmaster is a great watch to own, and I highly recommend it. But when Omega makes a plastic version, that just cheapens the icon that the Speedmaster is. Second, I just learned today, and this is what cracks me up, they're going to do another plastic moon swatch Speedmaster with Snoopy on the dial. So that's what Omega looks like to me, is they are just cheapening the watches that they have, although they are well made, not the moon swatch. Speedmaster's a great watch. The Seamaster series, those are great watches, and I'm not beating up Omega. I recommend Omega second to Rolex often. But when you're saying which one's better, I'm trying to build that case here so you see, look who actually goes to the market better and protects their brand better. Let's keep moving on. I mean, I don't want to watch with Snoopy or Darth Vader or any other stupid cartoon character on the dial. Okay, so let's look at the actual value of these two brands. Let's pick two very popular models. So I'm going to look at the Speedmaster Man on the Moon from Omega, and I'm going to look at the Submariner No Date from Rolex. How do these do over time once you've gone to the AD and bought them? Well, we're going to look at the Speedmaster Man on the Moon first. That's a retail of $7,000 at the AD. The market price now, and I get these numbers from Watch Charts, that's including used pre-owned sales. But the market price on the Speedmaster Man on the Moon is $5,234. That's a drop of 25%. Not bad if you buy it at $5,234, but if you paid $7,000 from the AD, you just lost 25%. And you're like, well, wait a minute, I got a discount at the AD. Okay, what'd you get, 5 or 6%? Okay, just take that off then. If you got 5%, then you're going to lose 20%. Now, let's compare to Rolex, and I'm picking their most burned out model, which is the Submariner, and I'm going to give it right back to Rolex. The Submariner, it has been beat to death. So, yes, Speedmaster beat to death, so is the Submariner. Well, let's look at it. So, the Sub No Date, reference 124060, list price, retail, which is not negotiable at Rolex, $9,100, with a market price, this is by Watch Charts, might fluctuate $1 or $2, but right now that I'm seeing was $11,546. That's an increase of 27%, not a decrease of 25 like the Omega. Now, I know that this market that we're coming off of is a little bit weird, but you would still hope to not have seen such a drop in the Omega. So the way that they go to market, the way they're perceived in the market, and the availability, Rolex has Omega beat on all those things. When it comes to Omega, the only two series that people really look at are going to be the Speedmaster and the Seamaster line. And I actually love the Aquaterra. I love the white dial and the black dial. So I'm not trying to give Omega a lot of grief. But outside of that, no one's saying, hey, man, I can't wait for the new Constellation to come out or the new DeVille. Have you seen the new DeVille? Nobody cares. But look at how much Omega tries to capitalize and overmarket the Seamaster and the 007 and the Speedmaster with all the different variations. It's oversaturated. I think it hurts that brand a lot. Rolex doesn't do that. They play things very close, and they also control their pricing a lot better. So when I think it comes to the value of what you're getting, Rolex is always going to be appreciating unless you buy some oddball out of their catalog. The mainstay collection is going to appreciate from Rolex. Omega stays pretty flat. Don't take my word for it. Go to watch charts, plug in these, and you'll see. And I'm not telling you not to buy Omega. I always recommend them second to Rolex. I recommend Omega over Tudor. It's a great brand, don't get me wrong. But when you're trying to say that Omega is better than Rolex, I don't see how you could ever come up with that. If you want to beat apart, okay, well, they have a better magnetic rating, or they use a coaxial escapement. That's going back to my original argument. You want the Lexus or you want the Ferrari? You want Beyonce or Sade? Which one's going to stand the test of time better, and which one do people actually want? Think of it like this. You've got someone, a relative, a grandfather, and he's going to leave you one of his watches. He's going to leave you one and leave your brother one. He's got a Rolex and Omega. What one are you going to ask for? Are you going to ask for the Omega, or are you going to ask for the Rolex? You ask 10 people on the street, hey, I've got a Rolex in this box. I've got an Omega in this box. Which one do you want? You're not going to find anybody that's going to pick the Omega over the Rolex. I mean, you'd be hard pressed. They would just not even have to know about watches to pick the Omega over Rolex. So when someone says that Omega is a better pick than Rolex, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know why anybody would ever say that. And the market shows that. You can't even get a Rolex. You can't even get it. If Omega's so good, why can you get them? Why aren't the stores sold out? Hey, I know this is a controversial topic. Leave your comments below. I'd love to hear it. I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I love Omega. Hang in there. I'm not trying to be mean. And as always, I appreciate you tuning in to Cold Pizza Watch Reviews.